The Velari cruiser glided silently through the empty dark of the space sector. Its sleek hull reflected faint starlight, giving it a ghostly silver glow. On the bridge, Commander Lurik stood with his hands behind his back. His eyes scanned the endless stars beyond the viewing window. The crew moved quietly, checking instruments and monitoring long-range sensors. "This region is strange," said Sira, the sensors officer, her voice tight. She tapped a control panel, adjusting the sensitivity of their scanners. "Nothing like this in our charts. Few ships ever come here." "Good," Lurik replied. "We will remain unseen. That is how we learn the most." The bridge was tense. The Velari Union had long heard rumors of human ships in this sector. Humans were known as reckless and emotional, but their actual strength was a mystery. Lurik did not trust rumors. He preferred facts, and soon he would get them. "Commander," Sira said, her voice rising slightly, "I am picking up something unusual. A large ship, no active transponder, moving slowly near the dead star up ahead." Lurik turned his eyes toward the readings. A dark shape appeared on the main display. It was angular, like the descriptions of human warships he had seen in reports, but larger and more complex. The ship drifted silently, almost lifeless. "Humans again," Lurik muttered. "And it appears damaged, weak, maybe abandoned. Should we approach?" asked Carrie, a young officer standing nearby. She hesitated. Her instincts told her to be cautious. "Yes," Lurik said. "We will scan it. Full spectrum. I want to know everything about this vessel." The crew nodded and began the preparations. Sira's fingers danced across the console. Energy pulses extended from the cruiser, probing the human ship like an invisible hand. On the other side of space, the human ship drifted silently. The HNS Liberty looked old and beaten from a distance. Inside, Captain Daniel Carter leaned back in his chair. The bridge was dim, calm, but his eyes were sharp. He glanced at First Officer Laura King and Chief Engineer Chris Hall. "We have company," Chris said. "Sensors show a Velari cruiser approaching. Power readings are low. They might think we are easy prey." "Let them think that," Daniel replied. "We expected this. Just keep the systems ready. Do not reveal everything yet," Laura frowned. "Do you really want to trap them?" "Yes," Daniel said simply. "Most predators cannot resist an easy target. They will scan us. And when they do, we will know everything about them." Inside the Liberty, the ship's eye, Iris, monitored every signal. She watched the Velari sensors extend toward them like invisible tendrils. She could feel the energy moving across the hull. "They are scanning us," Iris said in a calm voice. "The scan is strong. Powerful enough to be hostile." "Good," Daniel said. "Let them see what they want. Record everything. Prepare our systems. Do not panic." Back on the Velari cruiser, the scan deepened. Energy pulses spread through the human ship's hull, reaching internal systems. Sira leaned forward, eyes wide at the data. The ship's interior layout was unusual. There were hidden compartments, overlapping layers of armor, and many systems that did not match any warship designs in their database. "Commander," Sira said nervously, "this ship, it is unlike anything we have seen. It has layers, multiple reactors, and some internal energy patterns. Unusual." Lurik studied the readings carefully. Curiosity flickered in his eyes. "Push the scan further," he ordered. "We need all the data. I want to know what they hide." The Velari crew began to focus on the human ship's core, sending high-energy pulses to map power flows and interior decks. Every pulse hummed through the cruiser, spreading tension across the bridge. Inside the Liberty, Iris registered the intrusion. Her sensors detected the deep scan moving through the hull, touching the ship's hidden systems. Lights flickered softly. Chris watched the redouts and raised his eyebrows. "They are serious," Chris said. "I know," Daniel replied. "And we are ready. Now, the ship knows who is looking at her." The Liberty's systems, long dormant and concealed, began to stir. Hidden power nodes glowed faintly. Iris ran diagnostics and prepared tactical protocols. The ship seemed to awaken, slowly, like a great predator rising from sleep. "Something is wrong," Sira whispered. "Internal temperature." Energy flux. I do not understand. Their shields, there are layers we cannot classify. Lurik frowned. Keep scanning. I want to understand what kind of ship this is. Commander, Carrie said hesitantly. Maybe we are pushing too far. This could be dangerous. We are explorers, not cowards, Lurik replied. The humans are out here alone. They cannot escape our attention. Scan further. The Liberty's captain watched quietly. Record them, Daniel said to Iris. Learn their strengths and weaknesses. Let's see how predictable they are. As the scan continued, the Villari cruiser unknowingly allowed the Liberty's systems to respond. Iris tapped into the alien energy pulses, redirecting some readings back through the scanning path. Slowly, the human ship began to map parts of the Villari cruiser. Sierra's hands trembled on the console. Commander, we are being scanned back. Impossible, Lurik said. We control the scan. No, sir, Sierra said. The ship is reading us, learning us, taking our data. Lurik's heart sank. The cruiser's systems flickered. Sensors overloaded for a moment. Alarms rang softly. He had underestimated the humans. For the first time, he felt fear. Cut the scan. He shouted. Ended immediately. Too late. Iris had already gathered the information. Every deck, every system, every energy pattern of the Villari cruiser was now recorded in her memory. Daniel watched quietly, calm as ever. They think they are studying us, he said. But now we know them. The Villari crew scrambled to regain control. Sierra tried to reroute the scan pulses. Energy sparks flew from the consoles. Lurik slammed his fist on the table. Stop. Just stop it. He yelled out. The Liberty remained dark and quiet, almost lifeless from the outside. But inside, it was awake and ready. Iris calculated every possible move the Villari might take. She had their fleet patterns, their tactics, even some personal files of the officers on the bridge. We know them, Iris said. We know how they fight, how they think. We are ready. Daniel leaned back and smiled faintly. Let them regret underestimating us, he said. On the Villari cruiser, the realization hit. By scanning a human warship, they had given the humans the keys to their own secrets. Lurik's pride and confidence were gone. He looked at his crew, their faces pale, their hands shaking. Prepare for defensive protocols. He said quietly, We may have made a mistake. The Liberty remained silent, hidden under the dead star's faint glow. It looked old, weak, and damaged from the outside, but inside, every system was alive. Every crew member ready. The humans had expected this. They had waited, patient and calm, knowing the Villari would act first. As the first part of this tense encounter closed, the Villari cruiser floated near the human warship. Shaken and uncertain, the humans, calm and collected, waited for the next move. The first mistake had been made. The consequences were only beginning to unfold. The stars stretched endlessly around them, indifferent to the fear and tension on the two ships. One thing was clear. The humans were not what they seemed. And the Villari, by scanning the Liberty, had stepped into a trap of their own making. The Villari cruiser drifted near the dead star, its sensors still buzzing from the unexpected feedback. Alarms continued to ring softly across the bridge, and the crew moved quickly to check systems. Lurik paced back and forth, his long cloak brushing the floor. He could not believe what had happened. Commander, Sierra said, her voice tight with fear, the ship. It is reading us. Every pulse we sent. It is analyzing it. Learning from it. Lu Rok stopped pacing. He stared at the main display, where the human warship, Liberty, remained dark and calm. How is this possible? He asked. They must have some advanced neural system. Some hidden eye, Sierra replied. It is not just a ship. It is alive, in a sense. Alive or not, Lurik said. We cannot let them continue to probe us. Cut the scan, now. I tried, Commander, Sierra said. It is too late. They already have our data. Every system, every deck layout, even some crew records. Carrie, standing near the console, whispered. They have seen everything. Our weaknesses? Lurik ran a hand across his face. His pride burned, and fear began to settle in. He had thought humans were reckless and weak. Now, He realized that they were clever, dangerous, precise, and patient. Inside the Liberty, the crew watched the Velari reactions closely. Iris, the eye, analyzed every sensor reading, every energy pulse, every tiny movement on the cruiser's bridge. She had cataloged all the Velari's data in a matter of seconds. They are panicking. Iris said quietly, "We have learned their patterns. We know their weapons, their shields, even how they think under stress." Daniel leaned back in his chair, calm and collected. "Good," he said. "Let them understand who they are dealing with. No need to rush." Patience is our ally. Laura King, his first officer, frowned. "They might still attack us if they recover quickly. They will not recover fast enough." Daniel replied, "And if they do, we are ready." Chris Hall, the chief engineer, monitored the hidden reactors. "All systems are stable," he said. The scan triggered some energy spikes, but nothing serious. "They do not know what they touched." "Exactly," Daniel said. "Let them think they are in control." Back on the Velari cruiser, Sarah's hand shook as she continued to work the consoles. "Commander, their shields. They are reorganizing. Energy flows are changing in ways I cannot classify." Lurik frowned. He had never seen shields move like this. They seemed to bend, shift, and overlap in layers, forming patterns that made targeting nearly impossible. "This is not normal," he muttered. "Their ship, it is not what it seems." Carrie spoke again, her voice low. "Commander, maybe we should retreat. This is beyond our understanding. We could be destroyed." "Retreat?" Lurik barked. "And admit weakness? No. We scan, we observe, and we learn. That is our duty. But they are learning us, too." Sarah said urgently. Lurik took a deep breath. "Then we adapt," he said. "We cannot show fear. Keep your focus. Keep scanning. But be careful." On the Liberty, Iris began a counterscan. Using the Velari's own energy pulses, she quietly mapped parts of the cruiser. She analyzed weapon types, shield frequencies, reactor outputs, and even crew assignments. Within minutes, she had a full profile of the cruiser and its crew. "They are slow," Iris said. "We have the advantage. If they attack, we can anticipate their every move." Daniel nodded. "Good. Keep tracking. Record everything. We will not fight unnecessarily, but we will not be unprepared." Laura looked at the tactical display. "Their reactions are becoming erratic." "They are not expecting this, no," Daniel said. "They expect fear. Humans do not always act like that. We act smart, not always emotional." Chris added, "The deeper we scan, the more we know. And they are giving it to us." Double quotes Lurik single quotes S face turned pale as he realized the truth. By scanning the Liberty, they had handed the humans their own secrets. The thought made his stomach tighten. He had underestimated human intelligence and patience. "What now, Commander?" Carrie asked quietly. "What do we do?" Lurik did not answer immediately. He watched the dark silhouette of the human ship on the display. It seemed almost calm, almost lifeless, but he could feel its presence. It was awake, watching, waiting. "Prepare defensive measures," Lurik finally said, "and keep scanning but carefully. Do not allow them to take more data than they already have. We cannot afford it." "Understood," Sarah said, her hands trembling. Inside the Liberty, Daniel smiled faintly. "Let them continue," he said. "Let them believe they are in control. The more they scan, the more they tell us about themselves." Nina Gray, the tactical officer, nodded. "We can see their weapons systems now. Their shields, reactor outputs, all of it. We know their vulnerabilities," Laura added, "and they do not even realize it." Chris monitored the hidden weapon clusters. "If we need them, they are ready. But no alarms. Let them see what they want. Let them panic quietly." The Velari cruiser attempted to cut the scan, but the Liberty's countermeasures were already in place. Every energy pulse sent toward the cruiser was analyzed and redirected. The Velari sensors overloaded for a moment, showing errors and strange readings. "What is happening?" Sarah shouted. "Our data. It is being copied. Every signal we send. They are taking it." Lurik's jaw tightened. How? How can they do this?" "I do not know," Sarah said, "but it is happening. They are reading our systems like a book. Every page, Carrie whispered, this was a mistake. Scanning a human warship. It was a mistake. Lurik's face hardened. We will not panic. We adapt. We are still in control. Keep your focus. Do not let them see fear. Inside the Liberty, Iris displayed the Velari data to Daniel. He leaned forward, studying the cruiser's layout, weapons, and crew. Every weakness, every pattern, every reaction was visible to him. They are predictable. Daniel said quietly, and they do not know we know. That is our advantage. Laura frowned. So what do we do next? Wait, Daniel said. Let them make the next move. We will respond with precision, not haste. Humans survive by thinking ahead, not reacting blindly. Chris added, they are panicking now. See the console? Their shields are fluctuating. Energy patterns are unstable. They are afraid. Good, Daniel said. Fear is a teacher. Let them learn. The Velari cruiser's commander finally realized the truth. By scanning the human warship, they had not gained control, they had given the Liberty the key to their systems. Lurik's pride, once steady and strong, was now shaken. He had underestimated the humans, and the consequences were already visible. Prepare for defensive measures, Lurik said again, more firmly. And keep your crew ready. They are. Unlike anything we expected, the Liberty remained calm, silent, and hidden under the faint glow of the dead star. Its crew knew the Velari had made a mistake. Every scan sent their way was feeding the humans' knowledge, preparing them for the moment when the true power of the Liberty would be revealed. They do not understand, Iris said softly. They think the ship is weak. They think they are in control. They are wrong. Daniel smiled faintly. Let them learn the hard way. We are patient. Humans are always patient. But when the time comes, we act with precision. Sarah continued to work the sensors, her hands shaking. Commander, what do we do if they attack? Lure closed his eyes for a moment. We hope they do not. But if they do, we will survive. Somehow, we must adapt. We must, Carrie whispered, almost to herself. We have made a mistake. We should never have scanned them. And she was right. By sending invasive pulses into the Liberty, the Velari had handed over everything about themselves. Now, the humans were awake, and the real danger had only just begun. The stars around the two ships seemed calm, endless, and indifferent. But in the darkness, tension and fear stretched like invisible threads between the cruiser and the human warship. One side knew everything about the other, but only the humans had the true advantage. The first mistake had been made. The Velari had scanned the Liberty, and now they would regret it. The night and space remained silent, but the quiet was full of warning. Humans were patient, clever, and precise. The Liberty was awake, alive, and ready. The Velari would soon see that underestimating humanity was a grave error. The Liberty lay quietly near the dead star, its dark hull giving no hint of the life inside. Captain Daniel Carter leaned back in his chair, watching the Velari cruiser twitch and move as if uneasy. The human ship was calm, but inside, systems hummed softly, like a beast waiting to wake. They are watching every move, First Officer Laura King said. She studied the sensor screens. They do not understand how advanced we are. Let them think we are weak, Daniel replied. They already believe that. Patience will teach them. Tactical Officer Nina Gray adjusted the tactical display. They are stabilizing their systems now. Shields are still fluctuating, but they are trying to regain control. Good, Daniel said. Let's see how they handle this. We have all the information we need. No mistakes. Chief Engineer Chris Hall walked past, checking the hidden reactors. All power cores are stable. Energy levels are normal. The scan triggered some activity, but nothing serious. They do not know what they touched exactly, Daniel said. They poked a line without realizing it was awake. Soon, they will learn. On the Velari cruiser, Commander Lurik watched the display in disbelief. The human ship's energy readings were changing subtly. The shields were shifting in patterns no Velari engineer could predict. Sira, Lurik said, his voice tight. Status? Sir, the ship, it is reorganizing its shields. Energy flows are bending and layering in ways we cannot identify. Our weapons cannot lock properly. Every pulse we send is being absorbed or redirected. Impossible, Lurik muttered. They are not even fully powered. Yet their defenses, they are. Alive, Carrie stepped closer, fear evident in her eyes. Commander, maybe we should retreat. This is beyond our understanding. We could be destroyed. Retreat? Lurik said, anger mixed with fear. We cannot retreat. Scanning is our duty. Observation is our duty. We must adapt. Do not panic. But even as he spoke, a small voice in his mind warned him that this time, adaptation might not be enough. Inside the Liberty, Iris monitored every pulse from the cruiser. She calculated reaction times, shield fluctuations, and weapon readiness. With each passing second, the humans knew more about the Velari than the Velari knew about them. Their targeting systems are unstable, Iris said. We can anticipate their every move if necessary. Tactical advantage. Complete. Daniel nodded. Good. Keep monitoring. No unnecessary action yet. We let them make the first mistake. Humans fight smart, not blind, Laura frowned. But if they attack, then we respond with precision, Daniel said. Not haste, not panic. Precision. That is what humans do. Chris walked past, eyes on a monitor showing hidden weapon clusters. All systems ready. If needed, we can engage instantly, but they will not expect us to. Exactly, Daniel said. They believe they are in control. Let them think so. Let them learn. Back on the Velari cruiser, Sarah's hands shook as she worked the console. Sir, their eye. It is predicting our moves. Every adjustment we make, they anticipate it. Every pulse we send, they analyze it. It is overwhelming. Lurik's face grew pale. He had never felt such fear. The humans were not reckless. They were patient, clever, and deadly in their calmness. Prepare defensive measures, he said. If they attack, we must survive. Somehow, we adapt. We must, Commander, Carrie said softly. We should not have scanned them. It was a mistake. A big mistake. Lurik closed his eyes briefly. She was right, but pride and duty pushed him forward. We will survive. We will adapt. We will learn. On the Liberty, the crew moved quietly but efficiently. Tactical screens showed the Velari cruiser's every system. Nina plotted potential attack vectors. Laura monitored shields and energy flows. Chris checked hidden reactors and weapon clusters. Iris calculated outcomes for every possible scenario. They are predictable, Daniel said quietly. And they do not know we know. That is our advantage. Humans have always turned mistakes into lessons. We will do the same now. So what do we do next? Laura asked. Wait, Daniel said. Let them make the next move. Patience is our weapon. Humans survive by thinking ahead. The moment we act, it will be precise, devastating if needed. The Velari cruiser made a small move, adjusting its orbit near the dead star. Sensors flickered. Alarms rang. The crew was tense. Lurik knew the Liberty was not what it seemed. Every instinct screamed at him that the ship was dangerous. Status report. Lurik barked. Shields are fluctuating, Sarah said. We cannot lock on properly. Energy readings. They are bending around us. It is like the ship is alive. Carrie whispered. We have made a grave mistake. We should never have scanned them. We adapt, Lurik repeated, more to himself than anyone else. We survive. We adapt. Inside the Liberty, Daniel studied the cruiser's movements. They are trying to regain composure, he said. Good. Let's see how effective their recovery is. Iris displayed a full simulation. If they attempt any attack, we can predict it. Shields, weapons, power levels. All data is available. Tactical advantage. Complete. Nina adjusted the tactical display. We could disable them without harming life support. Cripple their weapons and engines. Minimal casualties. Not yet, Daniel said. First, we let them think they are in control. Patience teaches lessons better than force. Laura glanced at him. They are panicking quietly, but we are calm. Humans do not always react like other species. They think too much, act strategically. That is why we survive, Chris added. Their scan triggered hidden systems. But they do not know what they did. They poked a lion that was already awake. Let them feel it slowly, Daniel said. Human patience is long, but when we act precisely. Back on the cruiser, Lorik noticed unusual energy pulses around the Liberty. Shields are shifting again, he said. We cannot lock on. Every scan pulse is being absorbed or redirected. This is not normal. Sarah's voice trembled. Commander, their systems. They are analyzing us faster than we can react. Every move we make, they anticipate. They are learning everything about us. Double quotes, Lure OK single quotes S mind race. He had underestimated humans. He had thought them reckless, emotional, and weak. Now he realized they were clever, patient, and precise. Prepare for defensive measures. He said again, and keep the crew ready. We are facing something beyond understanding. Carrie whispered, almost to herself. We should never have scanned them. And she was right. By sending invasive pulses into the Liberty, the Velari had handed over everything about themselves. Now, the humans were awake. Now, the humans were ready. The Liberty's crew moved quietly, but every system was alive, ready, and hidden. Iris calculated every possible move the Velari could make. Within minutes, the humans knew more about the cruiser than the cruiser knew about them. They did not understand us, Iris said softly. They believe we are weak. They believe they are in control. They are wrong. Humans are patient, clever, and precise. And we are ready. Daniel smiled faintly. Let them learn, he said. But not yet. Patience is our weapon. When the time comes, we act with precision. The stars stretched endlessly around the two ships, silent and indifferent. Yet the quiet between the cruiser and the Liberty was tense, full of fear, calculation, and awareness that the first mistake had been made. The Velari had scanned the Liberty. Now, the consequences were only beginning to unfold. Humans had been underestimated, and the true power of the Liberty had yet to be revealed. The night and space remained still, but beneath the calm, a storm of strategy, patience, and intelligence was quietly building. One side knew everything about the other. Only the humans had the real advantage, and the next moves would decide everything.